We're now on stage 16, and for this we need two new parts. The first one is pretty simple, it's just a smaller axle with some extra details. The second one is probably the most complex part we're going to make, but we'll start off with that easy one, the axle. Let's open an existing axle, can be any size, and let's make some changes to that. We need to add a too long configuration. Go to the configuration manager and right click on the part name at the top and press add configuration. For the new part name, let's call it too long with cuts, because there are some extra details cut out of this smaller axle. Make sure you've got that to configuration active and then go back to the design tree. First we'll set the length, so let's edit this first feature. Make sure you're on the this configuration option down here, should be on that automatically. And then set the length as 15.6 millimeters and press OK. So at this stage it's pretty similar to the other axles, it's just shorter. If we look at the part though, it actually has small cutouts that go around it as well. To make these, we'll do a set on one side and then we'll mirror it to the other side. Let's start a sketch on the plane down the middle. For me, it's the front plane. I'm going to go normal 2, get the circle tool and just draw a circle at the origin. This should be 3.8 millimeters in diameter. We'll now use this circle to cut away the extra material that we don't need. To do this, let's go to Features, Extruded Cut. So we want to cut blind, 1 millimeter deep. We want to select this option, Flip Side to Cut. So we're going to cut everything outside of the circle. So it's going to be these extra areas out here. We also want to offset where the cut is. It shouldn't be in the middle. To do this, let's go to the left and click in this From drop down and choose Offset. The offset length can be 3.5 millimeters. You can go in either direction, it doesn't really matter. But we want to be cutting outwards. So you might need to flip the direction of your cut. If we look from the side, the cut should be going outwards to the end of the axle. So this cutting line, this arrow here, should be pointing outwards like this and not inwards like this. Then let's press OK to make that cut and you should have these 4 ridges cut out like this. So it doesn't go all the way down, it's just a little extra cut. And I'm going to call that feature Side Cut. We then just need to add this to the other side as well. So I'm going to select the plane that goes down the middle, the front plane, also select that side cut and press mirror. And then the preview looks good, so I'm going to press OK to add that to the other side. Now if we go back to the configurations and we go through them, we should see that side cut hasn't affected any of the other configurations. This is because we made that feature in the too long configuration. So the features that you add will only be added to the configuration that you're active in, unless you turn them on later in the other configurations. Let's go back to that too long with cuts that we just made, and let's just change the color. So go to the Appearance, Scenes and Decals tab, and let's make it a red. So now we should correctly have the 2, the 3, the 6, the 7, and the 9. You can then save this part. In the next video, we'll go on to that tail rotor part, which is fairly tricky, but we'll build it up stage by stage.